You're listening to Short Inspirations from Ralph, Helping Hurting People, Part 1. You know, over the years I have many people who have come to me for advice or pastoral care where people are hurt and they don't quite know how to handle that or grapple with it. And so I've put this together, this little series, just to help you if you're trying to help someone else. A few tips, I suppose, but there are a number of suggestions that I would make right at the start. The first one is this: are you the right person or the appropriate person to be able to help that other person? There's a difference between supporting someone and helping them. And if you are likely to become emotionally involved or are emotionally involved with that person, then perhaps someone else is better to help them. Otherwise you may lose objectivity and may compromise and not actually be helpful to that person, but even become part of that problem. Secondly, if you are involved in pastoral care or not a trained professional, then know how to refer a person to someone who can help them, who is professional, a counsellor or a psychologist or a financial advisor. Don't try and take on something that you're not trained to do. And it doesn't actually hurt to tell the person that, to say, well, look, I'm not qualified or I'm not trained to be able to help you in this way, but I can refer you to someone who is. Thirdly, and most importantly, does that person really want help? So a great question to a person who is hurting is, what would you like me to do? I have had many people come to me looking for the answer that they want to hear. Or they may want other things like another person who has hurt them to be sorted. But a wise helper will be slow to give advice, if any at all, and often the best solutions are those that the person themselves find while they're talking to you. And so your role as a helper in the first instance is to listen and fully hear what the person is saying, not to fix it. Stay focused on the person's story, and you can state the feeling you believe is being expressed. You seem to be angry about this, etc. Another good tip is to respond to their story with your questions. A great helper is a person who knows how to ask good questions, rather than your own comments or suggestions. Avoid saying, well, that was a stupid thing to do. There's some great starter words for questions. Where? Where did this happen? What? What would you like me to do, as we said earlier? When? When did you notice it was missing? Who? Who else did you tell? How? How do you think we can fix this? The why question is not as useful because it can be misinterpreted as criticism. Here's another great question. What do you wish you had done or hadn't done? And ask what they'll do next time this problem occurs. Avoid becoming defensive and arguing about their feelings. For example, you're just being silly. No need to get upset about that. Try to keep yourself out of the story. For example, avoid saying, yeah, that happened to me too. Also, keep opinions to yourself. They will be yours and not necessarily the person you're trying to help. Avoid saying, I'm sure your friend does like you. You may not actually know that. Finally, ask what they want to do. It's amazing how there's a key issue that relates to all the rest. One issue that is most resisted. And if that issue is found, help the person to design a project to deal with that. God bless you, and keep listening.